Yeah, we've just come up the top of the hill and around the track, and we're just heading down to the next corner, which is down there, which is where we're hoping to see the next house that was established here on the Alamein Avenue. Okay, here we are. We've arrived at lot 185. This is where the Walker house once was. I don't know if you have a look here. Industrious and rather inventive mountain bike riders have used the different levels and the steepness of the block to make a wonderful little track that comes all the way down from Tobruk track, which is pretty much about in the center up there, about another 100 meters maybe. You can see where there are piles of rocks. This property, it was on a very steep 30-degree block, and they had lots of rock gardens. Apparently, when we say rock gardens, we mean lots of gardens with rocks, not so much plants. There was a driveway that ran from east to west, and I'm just looking at that now. We've had a few trees fall down. We had a bit of a rainstorm last night, so it's a bit chaotic, and I think this is pretty much where we may have started with the driveway, around about here. And Madeline and I are going to now walk up. Yeah, you can see this. There's a bit of a dip here. I think that may have been the start of it. Okay, now we're going to navigate to get up here. We're going up what you see up here. It's a driveway. Just notice there's a few bricks, bit of rubble still left around from the house. Some pieces here. Apparently the driveway went across the front of the house and then turned up the block and went in front of the house, and it was fairly steep and fairly sharp. So I was talking to Gary about it, and I don't know how he quite did that, because it was an old FB Holden, and I suppose in the wet weather it would have been pretty tough. Now we're looking at a lot of rocks here. I don't know if you can, in front of that tree there is just a lot of tiered rocks. We've got it running along here, a few more bricks, more stacked rocks here. But if we look at the tree in the center of the screen now, there are rocks running, stacked rocks all along there, going all the way up to that tree there. So it was just the same width as the Meisel's house, actually, but they had to have all these rocks to level out the garden. There's another section up there that's flatter, which we'll walk to. As we go past, we see a lot of this concrete, flat concrete. Apparently there was a lot of concrete here. There's another example of a rock stacked wall, because the house was a very steep, so it was only 1 story, but the front of it looked like 2 story, and at the back there was a water tank, and also there was a stable, because the daughter had a horse. As you can see, it's stacked here, stacked rock, and we've got a nice flat section here, another one behind it, and another one behind that. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4 tiers. I think I'll get a better position. As you can see, there's the track going all the way up there, and as I go down here you can see that going down to the Alamein track. This is what we're interested in, all these progressively levelled areas. They seem to go off at right angles, lots and lots of rocks, as Gary told me when I asked him about this property. Lots of rocks, not a lot of garden. And what they did eventually is buy the block next door. So the horse, a place to put the horse. So there was, right at the back of the block, I'm assuming this is the back of the block, there's another stack of rocks up there. They had a stable at the back of the house, next to the water tank. And, geez, must be half of the horse to get down. They got rid of the house and moved everything away, but managed to leave all these rocks in place on such a steep block. It's, yeah, I know it was 40 years ago, but you think you'd see some trace of where they come in and come out, but there's the, I think it could be the driveway running down there, the front of the house. It swung around and down the front. I'm still amazed at all the wonderful rock formations, all hand stacked, all over the place. Just pretty much going up 12 to 18 inches every step. Then you have these little square off parts, right angles. If we have a look here, we can see stacked rocks. There probably was a terrace garden. As you can see, nicely stacked. We've got a couple of photos of the Walker residence. And hopefully we may be able to line a few things up. It makes me wonder if they just collected all the bricks on site and just stacked them as they went along. Makes you wonder if, you know, was this here, this section here where was that a path? If I get up, goodness, it was a path. It is, it's a path. It's a path that goes all the way up here. You can see either side. It cuts through these levels. It's a path. So, did the house go on this side? There's some bricks on the side here. And down this section, if I go down through this bike path, there's lots of flat concrete, you know, just left over from the demolition. Yeah, it's definitely some sort of stairwell going up here, which makes it very easy. So was that to the front door? Maybe I was right about that area over there being where the house was situated. Oh, that was a nice find. Just wish I had my shovel so I could cut it away a bit. But it's pretty obvious that that is a stairwell, the way the rocks have been stacked. And the width, it's about 900 wide, 750 to 900 mil wide, typical of any stairwell. Oh, that's lovely. Now, I'm going to assume that the car parked here, maybe, and then you just walked up this section here. There's the sides going all the way up, leave it down there. And as I'm walking it now, it's quite stable and solid under feet and going at very good levels. Oh, it actually even goes a bit up here. Interesting. Bit of flat concrete again. Interesting, very interesting. Someone's done some poking around, and this little bush has grown in here, but we believe that this stairwell starts here and goes all the way up to where she's standing now, in between different levels. And just where I'm pointing there seems to be a smaller one, a shallower one, just going up to another flat area up there. Yeah, Madeline believes there's quite a few. I'm up the back of the block now, and probably not as clear on camera, but you can see 3, 4, 5. I'm assuming this is the direction of the house and where it's at, just to put the footings in so they can put the stumps in to make the house at least a little bit square. Yeah, very steep block. And then as you'll see in the pictures, they had a bit of front flatness, and at the back they had where they come out was also flat. So I'm assuming I'm sitting at the very back of the block, maybe where the water tank was, and looking down towards the road. A lovely view of the mountains as well. We actually come another, I don't know, 20 metres up the property, and we're finding more rock stacks, more rock walls and flat areas. Maybe these were used for, or stored for later use, but yeah, more up there. Maybe they had more gardens. Just places to hang out the washing maybe, or just to sit down and read a book. If we turn around, we can see we're a good distance from the road. I think we must be at the very end of the block. Here's another one on the east side. It seems to have bricks either side of it going up here. It's amazing that they've pulled this whole house down and managed to keep the integrity of a lot of these rocks. I thought if they got up here with a bulldozer or an excavator or God knows what, just started pulling it down. I doubt they did it by hand. And then they would have had to put it into a tipper and take it away. How did the integrity of this all stay the same? I don't know. Maybe they're just really careful. I'm just looking at this section here, and I'm actually wondering, as we look at the levels that are here, if maybe some of these are even under the house. But Gary did say it was pretty high on the block, but there seems to be so many tiers. Maybe it was just a level underneath so they could actually store stuff under the house as well, not just have one great big slope. Interesting. I'm looking once again across the block, and it's been said that they bought the block next to it, but they're saying towards Government Road side, but these blocks are only 100 metres wide. Even, I think this one may have been, oh sorry, 100 feet wide. This one may have only been 82. And if that's the case, I think that they bought the block on this side, because all the tiering seems to be over here, and there's no way known that from where it starts to where it ends is 82 metres. It's more like double that. So, I don't know. But the driveway seems to go on this side over here. I'm wondering if this is where the stables were. This is where they kept the horse. And the house was over there. Something I have to clarify. Yeah, we've just going to leave the site, and we're next to the bike path. Found a bit of gal pipe sticking up next to some random bricks, but also it looks like another stairway or another path coming up. No, if the tank was up there, that'll definitely be gravity fed, and there might have been just a garden tap or something to water the horses. It's hard to say. It's this lovely flat part there. Yeah, and as we leave, we find more traces. There's a bit of concrete slab here, a little bit over there. This is, I think I stood up there before looking down, so this is, I'm going to assume, is the front of the house, and we're now just leaving via the driveway. This is the way we come up. There's still more flat pieces like right here. Piece of concrete. And the occasional brick still in the ground.